The new leadership era. Albert Einstein once said that the leader is one who out of the clutter brings simplicity, out of discord, harmony, and out of difficulty, opportunity. I am convinced that the pillar of any society is primarily based on two things. The first one is the education, and the second one is the leadership. My task as a young Mexican is to create and generate the appropriate condition regarding the education and leadership, allowing to reach them in my country and in every corner of the world. I will intend to sow the seed called leadership for future generations, because behind successful results, there is always one hidden tool. In the last 20 years, we have experienced a radical transformation due to the conception of the planet that we have knew 50 years ago and has completely changed. We started with globalization and change in the means of communication and transport, following with the challenge facing humanity such as climate change, the fight against racism and hunger. Those challenges are increasingly better fought. In the last decade, with the help of the technology, civil society, and the companies, and we are winning. I think that one of the biggest barriers that young Mexicans face to practice their leadership is the lack of opportunities. Opportunities to show that we can transform the world and that it would be impossible to change it, or at least to try, without having such opportunities. There should be more spaces around the world as forums where young people can be heard, taking an active part in the consultation processes, raising their voices, living in a cordial and respectful way, conversing with young people of the same generation, but with different cultures and points of view, creating the ideal environment to discover new proposals as a collectivity. Because at some point, the youths of today will be the adults of tomorrow. But what is a leader? A leader should be a dominant person, but at the same time, he or she must trust 100% in the people around him or her. He or she should be humble to be able to hear the team or the community suggestions. And at the same time, should be firm to know the perfect timing and in which moment his or her opinion will move the group forward. The leader should measure the accountability, but at the same time decide when there will be no surveillance. He must be a highly perceptive and intuitive person to be able to distinguish when it is right to plan and dedicate time to carry out a project and when it is more convenient to move quickly and improvise on the road. In my opinion, the most important thing that a leader should have are opposing abilities, having a great deal of action to know when to move from one side to the other. He should have the ability to discover in his or her toolbox the skills to move from one side to another, obtaining the desired results. Steve Jobs has well known for his abilities to be extremely thorough, being the clear example that a leader should be like a micromanager, paying attention to things in detail, doing things that are truly unpredictable, and at the same time should know and recognize the perfect moment to retire and let his or her team do absolutely everything. The leader must be made to put a face on his people despite everything. He or she shouldn't have pretext, no excuses. The most important task that any organization should carry out is to create other leaders, young and firm leaders with character, Great leaders are not found, they are made. A leader will always be looking for a why, and for that question, several solutions to global challenge, because he will always think big. The job of a leader is to make another leaders. I think life is a journey of experiences, where every bad or good thing that we learned, we put it in an imaginary backpack. The question is, what kind of tools can you contribute to consolidate the young citizen's imaginary backpack? Leadership doesn't need absolute truth, but for someone to decide to follow us, we must first know where we are going. Are you tolerating having no growing today? Not improving today? My name is Alfred, and I am a person who is not afraid to go to the next level.